very self-absorbed, fake confident, childish, egotistical people. Very. And I don't really like that. Hey you guys, what up? You know, it's your girl Samantha or whatever. Today we are about to do a what I hate about your zodiac sign. Quick disclaimer, if you don't like zodiacs or if you're not a believer or you think it's bogus, that's cool.
But I don't want to hear about that shit in the comments, okay?
We are about to really just jump right in. I don't really have a lot to say. Also, if y'all like my little hoodie or whatever, I got it from Sauce Avenue, non-spons. So if y'all want to go over there and get dripped out like me, hello, then go ahead and head over to Sauce Avenue. They have some really cute stuff or whatever. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends because, hello, share with your friends. Like, I shouldn't even have to tell you that. So yeah, we about to get straight into it. And if you do not know your zodiac sign, don't worry, I'll probably put the dates right here. And if I don't, I'm really sorry. Also, y'all, we got the little Christmas tree in the back or whatever because it's that time of the year, you know, Christmas. But 2020 is really dry. Like, I kind of hated this year. Like, I'm not even gonna cap, but I'm having a New Year's video coming out soon, so we're gonna talk about that later. So the first sign that I'm starting with is Aries, and they are the first sign of astrology. And I put the dates right here. I believe it's like March to April. So yeah. So the things that I hate about Aries. Now, I'm a rising Aries, so some of these things I don't really see in myself, but I mean, that's me. So if you don't know what rising means, rising is basically like how you are to other people, so how other people really see you. Aries can be very manipulative people, and they can be very manipulative because they like to manipulate a situation in a way that it benefits them and the way that they're not the bad guy, if that's basically what I'm getting at. So that's mainly their main use of manipulation, really. They can also be very aggressive, so don't get them angry. They can get really aggressive. They're also very impulsive, which basically ties in with the aggression because they think like everything is like on impulse. So they don't really think before they do things, and that's what really sets off the whole aggression and even the assertiveness. There's like really assertive people, so they have a strong presence and they can come off as intimidating. When I meet people, they always tell me, oh, like, I thought you weren't gonna like me. I thought you were mean because you seem very intimidating. And I was like, I'm intimidating? Like, bitch, I did not know that. That just comes with being an Aries. And I have seen this in my Aries friends. Actually, I really love Aries. I don't have anything against them. But yeah, they're also very quick to anger, but this comes from their impulsiveness. That's like their weakness. Like, they're very impulsive people, and that's basically why they have all of these negative traits. All right, so next we have Taurus. And for those of you that know me, you know I don't like Taurus. My brother's a Taurus. My cousin and her twin brother and sister are Tauruses. I love my cousins. Like, sometimes. Like, I love my cousin. And, you know, her sister's cool. Her little brother's questionable sometimes, but they're cool or whatever. Tauruses are very lazy people, and they're stubborn. And they do things on their own time. So that all kind of ties in together. So they're lazy for things that they don't gain anything from. Though they're also materialistic, which also ties into that. Let's say I want my cousin to take out the trash. I'd be like, hey, can you take out the trash for me?
Why don't you do it yourself?
You know, type thing. And then it's like, okay, I'll give you $5.
Oh, bet, I'll do it.
Like, it's that type. Like, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm always around her. Trust me, I know what the hell I'm talking about. They just do things on their own time as well. So if you ask them to do something and you don't offer money, most of the time they'll say, sometimes if they say okay, they'll do it when they want to do it. They're not going to do it when you ask them to, unless they're feeling in a good mood or something. So they are crazy about food. Don't mess with a Taurus's food ever, unless you want to die. Because, I mean, their food is just everything to them. I mean, they love their food. I mean, it's just crazy, you know? And I actually see this in a lot of Tauruses, and it's kind of interesting to me, actually. I mean, everybody loves food, but nobody loves food more than a Taurus. Like, they're kind of known for that. Actually, between me and you, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was this one Taurus in particular that lives in my house, and sometimes they'll get angry about food, like really angry. And also, that's another thing, they're also very, like, they're quick to anger as well. So similar to Aries, they're very quick to anger. They're very quick to be annoyed by things. They are very numb to other people's feelings, which goes with the anger. So they have a very, when they're angry about something or when they're annoyed by something, they don't care about anybody else's feelings around them. They'll say anything to hurt your feelings, and they won't care in the moment, or sometimes even after. They do not care about your feelings sometimes. And that's a really negative trait, especially in relationships, because you gotta care, you know? Like, you can't just be toxic like that and like say something so rude and then be like, I don't really give, like, you know, I don't really care, so that's on you. Like, you know, like, it's not a very good trait. The next sign is Gemini. And for those, I hate Geminis. I can't stand them. On a friendship level, on a relationship level, on an acquaintance level, they're okay because they're kind of outgoing, fun people. But on a relationship level or on anything that's close level, I can't stand. Like, you can be really like close friends with a Gemini, and then sometimes they're very two-faced, hence the sign, they're twins. So they can be very two-faced. Like, they can tell Sally one thing and then go tell Nathan the other thing, and it's like, damn, well, what do you actually think? Like, who are you lying to? Like, which is what? I'm confused, you know? They're also a very confusing sign because nobody seems to ever understand their emotions, because they tell people so many different things that themselves are confused on what the hell it even is that they feel inside. They have very serious cheating tendencies because of this outgoing nature. And people are naturally drawn to Geminis because of that, like, very outgoing nature. Like, they're very easy people to talk to. So they do have cheating tendencies. They have a wandering eye. This is nothing new. A lot of people know this. So, well, the video cut off, so that's cute. Love that for me. But anyways, let's get on to the second thing about Gemini. They are scared of commitment. Like, I think what I was saying was, keep in mind all of these things when you're trying to mess with one. That's what I gotta say. Not all of them are like that, but it's a vast majority of them. So keep away, cause yeah, they get bored easily. Hence why cheating tendencies. Hence why they're scared of commitment. It's just, I don't know what it is with them. I don't know what's wrong with the sign. I don't know. They have mood swings, like I told you, because they're very confused all the time. It's never a time where they really know what they want or how they feel. And they're not even an indecisive sign. I don't even know what goes on in the mind of a Gemini. Probably too much for them to even tell me. But yeah, I just don't like that about them at all. It gets very annoying, you know? It's like 1 second, oh my God, they're so happy, and then they're crying in the bathroom, and you're like, what is wrong with you? They can't even tell you. They don't even know what's wrong with them. But I'm not speaking from experience, and if you're a Gemini and you hurt my feelings. Next is Cancer. I feel like my camera is sideways. What the freak? So yeah, next we have Cancer, and I love Cancers. My husband's a Cancer. Let me be quiet. Cancers can be a little bit too sensitive sometimes. Like, anything you say to them sometimes, like, they'll take you for real and like be like heartbroken about it or something. Like, they won't tell you, but they'll be like, because they're very secretive too, by the way. They'll keep it in, you know? Yeah, it's just not a good thing sometimes. But most of the time their sensitivity is like a nurturing type, like caring type. So it's not like always like,
Oh my God, you hurt my feeling.
like, no, it's not always that. And I already touched upon the secretivity of them. They can be very secretive. They don't always tell you everything, and it's kind of like a, what you know about me is what I show you type of thing with them. So what you know about them is what they show you, and they don't tell you everything about their life. They just don't want you to know, or even what's going on behind the scenes. Like maybe, I don't know, like maybe something really big in their life happened and they just don't tell you. Even their closest friend, even their mom, even their father, they just don't tell anybody anything sometimes. I don't know why. They just like to harbor it. Cancers can be very possessive people. When something is theirs, they don't like it taken away. And it can get very ugly because that's also where the sensitivity kind of pops in. They're very sensitive to something bad happening to something they love or something they care for. They're very sensitive about something or someone that they care about. When that thing is lost, imagine how a Cancer would react. They're also very complicated people because of the secretiveness. But overall, I love Cancers. And yeah, they're just amazing people. So yeah. Next, we're on to Leo, and if you know me, I don't like Leos either. Some of y'all are valid though. Some of y'all are pretty valid or whatever, but so Leos can be very self-absorbed, fake confident, childish, egotistical people. Very. And I don't really like that. But let's go one at a time with the self-absorbed. They like themselves a lot, and they may tell you, or if you've never heard a Leo say that, because I think I've only heard one say that actually. But anyways, like they can be very, and if you've never heard a Leo say that, then you're probably not close to them. It could be the fact that Leos are very fake, confident people. Around people, they'll be like very bubbly, very confident, very stand their ground. But in reality, most of them really don't like themselves, and I don't even know what it is. They're very childish. By childish, I mean they're like the child of the Zodiac. They're like a child. Like they have this childlike mindset, mindset is pretty much what the mindset is. They're just very childlike. So they look up to people for advice, even though they think they're the queens and the kings of the Zodiac, whatever. They do look up to people for advice and for lessons, even if they're older, whatever. They just never really seem to be wise, and they make very stupid, gullible decisions. They have a big ego, but that's because they're self-absorbed. So they always think that they're the shit, and that, they run this, and that, whatever. And in reality, it always crumbles because they don't own it. They have no idea what they're doing because they're childish. They are attention seekers. I did not word it that way, but they're attention seekers, okay? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. They like attention to be on them. They like the spotlight to be on them. They love the spotlight. They crave it. It's like being a performer, being an entertainer, just being the center of attention gives them energy. So they just really like that. I don't know, it just fuels them. It's like gas for them. They can be very arrogant, but that's because of the egotisticalness and the very self-absorbed nature. And arrogance can also tie into the fake confidence. They're very bossy, and I think because that also ties into the ego and all that. So if you've been seeing what I've been saying this whole time about Leos or about any Zodiac, all of the negative traits kind of clash together and make sense with one another, and one leads to another and to another and to another and to another and to another. And yeah, they just think that they're the queens and kings, and they're just really not. But I love the confidence. I strive to have the fake confidence of a Leo, but only in real confidence. But overall, they're really nice people or whatever. Next Zodiac I have is Virgo. I am a Virgo sun. It's very hard being a Virgo, I'm not gonna lie. We are very over analytical people, meaning we exaggerate everything, okay? So sometimes we over analyze to the point where it's like killing us. I'll share with y'all something that literally happened to me like yesterday. So I followed this person on Instagram because I thought this person was cute or whatever. And I got scared because the person didn't follow me back, and I was like thinking the whole time, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm about to die, like I'm about to have a heart attack, like you're not following me back. So I kept thinking. I was asking my friends around, oh my god, do you think he's gonna follow me? Blah, 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 blah. And I was just over here looking like a hardcore simp. Looking like a simp. I mean, like the way I was acting yesterday was just baby, like, you know, I was basically fiending, and that is not a good thing, y'all. Please don't ever fiend for none of these ugly little dudes. So I was just being so over analytical about it. I was thinking like everything possible. Like it was just so bad. Like our mind takes over everything, and we're very in our mind, so it takes over everything, and it's like it's just so overwhelming. So yeah, we just basically like overanalyze everything, and it really sucks. We are perfectionists. We like everything to be perfect. We like everything to be our way. It's our way or the highway. It's my way or the highway. Something goes out of whack, and also we're very organized, which falls into the perfection. If we're very like if something happens, like let's say the price supposed to be at 3, but now it's pushed to 2, I get angry. Or even actually other Virgos that I do know would get overwhelmed and annoyed by that situation, because it's like we planned everything out perfect for this event. We put timestamps, we put everything so that we could do everything around that time. And now that we have to get, you know, we have to do all those things hour earlier, we don't like that, and it's very annoying to us. And I don't really know why actually, but it's just so annoying. Like I hate when I have a schedule and it gets messed up by something. So that's the perfection in the organization, which could also, I mean, if you want to call it OCD, because sometimes not really me that much. Maybe with my organization I do, but yeah, some of us, like you could say we have OCD or whatever. A lot of people say that we can be controlling, and that is very true. We like to control people. We do. I'm not gonna lie, we very much do. It's not really that I find joy in controlling people. It's kind of just a thing that really happens that I really don't even notice until after I did it, and that's so bad. But that's usually how it is with all of these traits for any zodiacs. Like we just really like things to be a certain way, which is also the perfectionist popping in there. We just like to have things a certain way, so we like to control people and tweak people to be perfect for us, and situations to be perfect so that we're happy. And we're never happy or never satisfied because nothing's ever perfect or enough. So we gotta love that. We tend to have a warped body image, and if you don't know what that means, it means basically like,
okay y'all, so I did not like the definition I gave at all, so here is the definition right here, so I just don't mess anything up or trigger anybody.
Like not, well, I mean, it's not always have to do with like weight or body issues. Sometimes even stuff on your face, you just notice it once and you're like, oh my goodness. And to you, it's a lot bigger deal than to anybody else. Like other people who might not even see that, but you see it and it's a problem for you, and you're like, oh, what the blah. You just want to get rid of it. We do tend to have that. I tend to have that sometimes. Like little things, I'm just looking and I'm like, oh my god, like what is that? Virgos can also be very critical people. They're critical of themselves and of others. Hence why they have all of these problems with being controlling and having a warped body image and just a whole lot of stuff. Virgos are very argumentative. They argue a lot. They find joy in arguing, actually, and I really do. I enjoy a very good debate. If I'm ignorant about the subject, I kind of don't like it. And that's also another thing. We hate ignorant people. I cannot stand someone who is so dumb. Like, oh my god, it pisses me off. Like, just please be smart. That's all I gotta say. Like, don't act dumb, don't move dumb. Like, it's so annoying. I literally have no patience for people who have no brain cells. Like, I just hate it. Like, it's so annoying to me. I cannot stand it. If you're gonna act dumb, don't talk to me. And that's just it. We are also know-it-alls, so I guess that's why we hate ignorance, because we claim to know everything, and most of the time we really are right. So that's all I gotta say. We're really right all the time. You may not think so, but we'll tell you. We'll be like, didn't I tell you this last week? I literally, I be telling my friends that all the time. Like, literally every day, something new happens. Something I said 3 months ago, it happens, and I'm like, did I not tell you? Did I not say that? I literally say that every day. Oh my God, what? Next we have Libras. And Libras are cool or whatever, but they can be fake peacemakers. You may think that they're trying to make peace within the group. No, they're actually instigating it because they love the drama. They're gonna be like,
No, guys, stop. But how she called you a bitch the other day?
you can't blame them. I love the tea too, so whatever. They're charming. And that can be a very, very bad thing. The reason why I say this is a bad thing is because charming people, especially with them being people pleasers and very manipulative people. They like to manipulate people and make people feel good with their charm. They like to they're very big flirters. Like they flirt like hell. Like the flirting is on like 10. I'm not even gonna lie. I've experienced this myself actually. They just do it like it's a sport, like it's a hobby for them, and like they love it. I actually asked my Libra friend the other day if it was true, and she's a female, and she said it's very true. They just like to do that. She doesn't even know what it is either. She just loves it. It comes naturally to them. So they just like to do it, just to please people, and sometimes just to manipulate people, just for whatever reason. They also have a very strong self-obsession. They are obsessed with themselves in not a good way, and that can cause them to be sometimes very arrogant and talk about themselves a lot. But they're not narcissistic, but that can just be like a cause. I mean, that could just be like, that's like sort of like a cause and effect thing. So sometimes they could be very narcissistic or very arrogant sometimes. They're also very phony, but that comes from the fake peacemaker, of course, because they're just very fake, you know, and sometimes they really can be super fake people, but that's really like their dark side. So if you're not really on that side, then you really don't have anything to worry about. But if you are, then I mean, that's one of the things that comes with. Next, we have Scorpio, and I am a moon Scorpio, and moon is basically like your emotions and how you express your emotions. So Scorpios can be, or actually are known to be, very mysterious, very dark, very sinister, very like alluring, seductive people. Their mysteriousness. They won't tell you everything that's going on. They won't even tell you half or even 25% of what's going on. They kind of just observe a lot, which is also another thing that Aquarius does, but we're not even over there yet. But they're very sit back and observe, you know, sometimes. And they, when you ask them things, I mean, about their like personal, emotional life, they'll either lie to you or they just really won't answer the question. I actually found that a lot in a lot of my Scorpio friends. Sometimes they won't tell you everything. They'll give you like 10% and leave out the other 90. So they are very vengeful people. And that is amazing because of the mysteriousness. You will never know you crossed the Scorpio unless you knowingly and willingly did it and know that you definitely crossed them and you're like, oh my God, that was so wrong, I definitely crossed them. But if you cross them and like they think you crossed them, they best believe 9 times out of 10 they're plotting revenge on you. And that could be anything. Hence why so many murderers are born in November. They be planning a lot, like they be plotting. They're also very self-destructive. So they can talk so down to themselves to the point where they become depressed and they tear themselves all the way down. Their confidence level is bloop, 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 goes down all the way. But also that is part of their dark side. And I mean, if they're not really in that type of dark side, then it's not really something that affects them, but it's just a really sad case. That doesn't really happen to me because, like I said, that's just my moon. So yeah, but with me being a Virgo, obviously I'm very self-destructive myself. So what can I say? They're also very skeptical of other people and have a hard time trusting others. I think this also ties in with their mysteriousness. That's why they don't really tell people a lot of things. They don't trust anyone. Even their significant other, they will hide things from you. Really just try to show them that you're understanding and that you will never judge them, because if you judge them, like they have a really really hard time. Like, they're born with trust issues. Like, it's really bad, and you just really need to be someone who's nurturing and caring. Hence why I think sometimes they say Scorpio and Cancer are a very good mix, or Virgo and Scorpio, because Virgos are very caring and listening people. They give really good advice, and Cancers are very attentive and nurturing, like I said before. So yeah. The next zodiac we have is Sagittarius. And I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like Sagittarius. Both of my parents are Sagittarius, so they can be compulsive liars. They lie about everything, but it's not like big things. It's really just small things that they really didn't even have to lie about in the first place. Some things like, I don't know, for example, Mom, do we have any more rice in the house? No, we don't have any more rice. And then I go check the fridge and there's rice in there. Like, why did you lie about it? Like, what was the point of lying about it? Like,
Bruh, you know what's so crazy? As I was editing, this same thing happened to me. Like, dang, they steady lying.
Like, they just lie about small things that really just don't even have to be lied about. Like, it's actually really dumb to me. It makes no sense, but my dad does it too sometimes. Like, I'm like, hey, do you have, I don't know, something as simple as like, do you have a pen? Do you have a mint? But they lie to you for a reason. There's a reason. They're not just gonna lie because they want to, but they lie for a reason, but they just won't tell you. Like, for example, hey dad, do you have a mint?
No, I don't have a mint. I don't have a mint, Samantha. I don't have a mint.
Okay, well, when I find the mint, then I'm like, why didn't you tell me you had a mint? Sometimes they're like, oh, well, I didn't know. No, they're lying to you. They're saying that because maybe they didn't want you to have the mint. And that's it. They just kind of lie about everything, and then they don't want to tell you that they lied, because then they feel bad that they lied about it in the first place because they realized it was so dumb. They also have very high cheating tendencies, just like Gemini. So when people think of Sag, sometimes they think of hoes, gardening hoes, and I think that that's very accurate. I'm not speaking on my parents though. Hold up now. I'm speaking on people that I've met before, people that I have experience with, because y'all, I know a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, like I know quite a bit of people. So I kind of just like, when I started getting into astrology, I kind of tied it in and I was like, wow, this is actually kind of crazy, you know? So yeah, they're just known to run around and they get bored quickly as well. So just like Gemini, they hate criticism and they'll react explosively when they get criticized. They hate being told the word no. They just hate criticism or hate when people tell them what to do, because they always feel like what they did is right, and whenever somebody else tells them not to do something or that what they did was wrong, they always feel like they were right and they will sit there and argue with you. They're also very argumentative people. They just argue a lot, like, because they always feel like they're right. Like, sometimes I'll be in the car with my dad and me and my mom will talk about something, and then he'll jump in and say something, and I'm like, well, Dad, actually you're wrong because according, and he'll be like,
where did you get that from? Why are you lying to me? You always say that you're right and you're not right.
And I'm just like, they just always like to be right. Same with my mom, actually. They just like to be right all the time, and sometimes you have to give them the benefit of the doubt, so they'll just stop talking. Okay, so next we have Capricorn, and Capricorns can be very heartless and cold people, especially when they don't care about you anymore. They have no regard for you once you're finished, like it's a done dead deal. Like, they don't care about you. In some cases, like I've experienced, they will come back to you. Even if you were just like a friend, or like if you were in a relationship with them, either one, they will, even if they cut you off, eventually come back and be like, oh, I was wrong, I'm sorry, let's just rekindle. And I mean, it happens. I don't know, maybe they realize, dang, maybe I treated them really bad. They can also be very arrogant, but that's because they are very hardworking, ambitious people, so they can be arrogant with it. Like, actually, I remember one of my exes, they were very arrogant. They were like, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna, move on in this world without you because I'm going places and I'm amazing and I have colleges texting me and blah, blah, blah. Mind you, we were in middle school. Ain't no college texting this little boy. So, just very arrogant with it. They like to be the best at everything that they do. Well, that's not a bad thing, but the arrogance that comes with that is horrible. They also mask their feelings, which is why they can be heartless and cold and seem very hostile towards you, especially if you hurt them, because they don't want you to know that you've hurt them. They just cut you off immediately. Like, it's no waiting. Like, you're ignored, you're blocked, that's it. So they mask their feelings so that they don't seem like weak or torn down by anything, because the last thing that they would want is to feel like somebody else hurt their feelings, feel like they're feeling depressed because of somebody else. They hate to give other people that satisfaction that, oh, you hurt me, so they mask it. Next, we have Aquarius. I like Aquariuses. I have a lot of Aquarius friends. They're just overall very chill, funny, goofy people to be around. Nicole, I'm talking about you. But also, you know, Jade and Bree, had to shout them out too. Love y'all. Mwah. Aquariuses can be very emotionally disconnected. They don't like to share their feelings with people at all. And sometimes they can be very disconnected with their emotions. So they kind of keep everything to themselves. They'd rather never ever tell you anything. Like, I have experiences with some Aquariuses who aren't like that at all, but maybe that's because you finally gotten close enough to them for them to be very open with you. But some of them, even if you get super close to like maybe like even being their husband or their wife, they're very, very secretive people. They can also be very jealous people, but because they're emotionally disconnected and they hide everything, they won't ever show you that side of them ever. They can be very jealous of you and you'll never ever know ever about it. They also do not like rejection, and they hate when other people are better than them. When they get rejected, usually when anybody gets rejected, they feel less than that person because they got rejected by that person. That's why they hate rejection, because they hate to feel less than somebody else. They want to be better than people. They don't want to be worse than people. So they hate that feeling of feeling lesser than, and it really gets to them. So that's why they don't like rejection. And actually, I have firsthand experience with this, but y'all, story times for another time. And because they don't like people being better than them and they're afraid of it, they always compare themselves to other people. Like I said, because they're emotionally disconnected with the world, they will not tell you ever. Like, you won't even notice it actually. Like, even their mannerisms, like, they're very good at hiding things that are very personal to them, and they won't tell anybody, even somebody very close to them. And last but not least, we have sweet little Pisces that a lot of people don't really like. I had my friend Angie help me out with this one. She's a Libra. She says she hates Pisces. I don't really know a lot of Pisces. I know my cousin is a Pisces, but she's a little younger than me. So sometimes I see some of these things in her, but other times I really don't. If I think of something along the way, I'll probably add it in. They can be very overly sensitive, and I do see this in my cousin. Sometimes she can be very, very overly sensitive, cry about everything. It's really annoying sometimes, and I know she's little, so that's just a thing. Actually, now that I think of it, I do know some in my class who are very, very overly sensitive, also overly emotional. Their dramatics are to a 10, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to also bring them back down after the fact that they're all the way out of 10. They have mood swings, but that comes with being overly emotional. Now, one minute they're happy, and the next minute they're kind of crying, and they're like, oh my God, like, you know, just like ballistic, throwing a tantrum, just, so bad. And I'm not even talking about my cousin here. I'm talking about people that I actually know from my class who do these type of things, and it can come off as really childish as well. Sometimes they call Pisces the child of the zodiac, but I really personally think it's Leo. They also have manipulative tendencies, and they can use their feelings to persuade you to feel bad for them and do things for them, and that's a very, very, very toxic trait that they happen to have. And because of this manipulation, they always tend to play the victim. Even when it's entirely their fault, they'll make you feel bad. Like I said, they'll use their feelings and their over dramaticness and all the feelings that they have and push it on you and drain you and make you feel like it was your fault when it really wasn't in the first place. And it works all the time. They're also self-pitying, and they pity themselves a lot. They very much pity themselves, and it's actually a very narcissistic thing, kinda. They feel so bad for themselves that they can fall into a deep depression and honestly shut everybody out about it. And it's actually very crazy. Like, it's really bad. You don't ever want to see a Pisces go through that, because I think, in my friend group last year, yeah, it was not a good look at all. So anyways, that's basically the end of the video, y'all. I mean, I said everything about everything. I don't know if this video was boring. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm not sure if I should keep making content like this or not, but I have a lot of exciting content coming in the future, and I cannot wait to bring some of my cousins and some of my loved ones on this channel for y'all to meet. So yes, you guys, if you have any suggestions or any questions, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon because I'm being consistent. Look at me being consistent or whatever. All right, guys, I love y'all. Deuces.